It's a beautiful day to you, our lovely and smart investors, both at home and also in diaspora. Thank you for following my channel. Thank you for sharing it. So today I got a lot of inquiries, and so in response to those inquiries, we're going to be talking about untitled lands in Ibeju and Ibeju Lekki, my recommendation. For those who have I've actually discussed some of the steps that is required for you to do if you have bought an untitled land in any part of Lagos. I went as far as explaining some of those procedures. So if you have missed that previous section, you can always go back and just check and see how all those things we've explained, how it is applicable to you. And if you have further inquiries, you should obviously give us a call. Of course, our number is displayed. So today we responded to one inquiry I got from a listener, and it was like, untitled lands, what will you do? Now, most of the things I'm going to say on today's episode are things that I've been saying over time, but I'll be giving my own honest opinion, my own honest recommendation. And what I say basically is also not to undermine any real estate developer. My publication basically is just to give you people the truth, for you to know what you're getting yourself involved into. Not just Ekpe, I'm also going to include the places of Shangotedo and Aja as well. So let's quickly dive into the topic as soon as we can. So, would you recommend me to go for an untitled land? If I bought an untitled land, what should I do? Basically, now, before we could go further, you need to understand that for every property we have in Lagos, there's a plan. Now, the Lagos State have the industrial scheme, they have the economic scheme, they have the residential scheme. So for every property you get to see, there's a plan. Do you understand? So Lagos, they don't just leave land, they just don't give land. If there's a plan for a property, it doesn't matter how long it takes for that plan to be actualized. Over the period of time, that plan will be enforced. And that is why basically I usually say something that before you buy a property, you need to seek a professional so that they can do a due diligence check for them to uncover those plans that Lagos State have for that region. Basically, I know you've heard marketers talk to you about hottest locations in the investment. Of course, many people have gone to Ibeju, Lekki, many people have gone to different parts of the highland, which is good. But basically, when you're doing an investment, you need to understand what Lagos State has. And that's why I said in the previous video that for every region in Lagos, there's a master plan for it. Ekpe has its own master plan, Ibeju has its own master plan. The Highland also has its own master plan. Presently, they've been contracts and projects that will be coming up in all these regions. So if you don't have an accurate understanding of government plan towards that region, it is very, very possible for you to invest in the wrong location. All in the same of, okay, I'm looking for the hottest investment. I'm not saying you should not go for the hottest investment destination, but you need to understand what are the risk factors in investing in that area. What do I need to do to secure my property from any form of future government encumbrances? Now, for the fact that government has not approached that place for the time being does not mean they won't go there when it is time for them to actualize the plan they have for that area. So that is why it is very important, and I'm going to stress it again, to work with an experienced realtor, somebody who understands the market, somebody who understands the plan, somebody who has a total understanding of what government is bringing to that area. Recently, there's been a construction of a dual road from Ekpe, and of course this construction is going to go from Ekpe down to Aja. Now that's the phase one of the construction. There's going to be another construction inside the Lekki, and that construction is going to cut across that Orimedu area down to Victoria Island. So in the process of this construction, there are some properties that will go for it. In fact, there are some places on that Lekki Express Road that government has marked for demolition. Why? Because the road extension is going to cut across. In fact, there are some people that have bought properties on those roads. Do you understand? So that's why I said that you have to understand the master plan of government for that region before you make an investment. A lot of people have made a lot of investments not knowing how soon government intends to actualize this plan. So that is why you need to understand the government master plan. So in the places where there's going to be a road construction, there's going to be a road construction, there's going to be, we've heard about the proposed Fort Bilam Bridge. It may be proposed, but let me tell you the truth of the truth still remains that government would obviously actualize it. This is not the first time they've done this. This is not the second time they've done this. They've demolished houses in Ikeja, they've demolished houses in, at Ikorodu, another part of Lagos. So if a property needs to go for their plan to be actualized, it won't take them anything. And that's why I'm going to, quickly revisit the topic of untitled lands. Is it recommend? Can I recommend an untitled lands to people? Or if I've bought a property that I'm still yet to, perfect the title, what do you think I should do? In my own honest opinion, basically, I'm not a fan of untitled properties. Yeah, there have been times that we've promoted in the past, but we've come to understand basically that the amount of money, the cost of perfecting a property title is way higher than buying a property that already has a title. I'm going to say this again. Now, the cost of perfecting a property into either C of O of governor's consent is way higher than buying a property that already has a title. Now, in the Lagos State real estate market, basically, the government have come to realize that the real estate industry is highly profitable, and that is why they're enacting laws to frustrate people. And that is why you need to understand that you just don't buy a property because, of course, a lot of people used to do, of course, when I want to do an investment in real estate, I consider the location, which is very perfect. The location, obviously, is going to determine how your property will grow over the shortest period of time. Yes, location is, but I would choose title over location. And the reason, of course, that's my opinion. Like, when I started, I said I was going to say this according to my opinion. So as a person, I would choose title over location. And the reason basically is just that in places where the locations are very prominent, most titles are not perfect. I'll just have to say this. Now, a lot of people have been talking to you about things, and today I'm going to unravel some of the things that you need to understand about title. Now, recently, there are some places that government opt to have gazetted in Ibeju, Lekki, and they've posted it. There are some places that government did not deliberately release their excision. In fact, recently, there is no committee for excision, there is no committee for gazette in Lagos State anymore. Now, of course, you should understand. Now, Lagos have come to understand that most of these lands they give out, they release the excision, they release the gazette, are probably some of the places they will need. So, when you want to do a real estate investment in Lagos, Nigeria, you need to understand the plan. You need to understand what government is bringing to that area, in as much as fact that the area is going to bring much more capital appreciation on your property, it will also affect untitled property in that region. Like I said in the previous video, no state has the highest record of land grabbing. Lagos State have developed, they've demolished structures, they've demolished buildings, they've demolished malls. So how much more land? So if you want to do an untitled property in Lekki, you want to do it in Lagos, you want to do it in Ibeju, Lekki, you want to do it, you need to have a plan on how you plan to get the title. Because if you don't just zero your mind that you have a property. That's just the truth. Because when government comes, they are going to take it and they won't give you a dime for conversation. So this is why we need to understand the Lagos State Master Plan and how to get this thing fixed before they come. The truth of the matter is they've not come, but when they come with full force. Do you understand? So going for an untitled property, number one, it depends on the integrity of the developers. I'm presently working with a developer whose integrity on land title is, I can vouch for it. Meanwhile, there are other developers that their aim is just to sell and they move to the next project. Now, you now see the role of the developer. Now, I said it in the previous video that for buy a property, you must understand the plan the developer has for that place. And most importantly, the plan for title perfection. It's getting more harder and more, more competitive because of different actors that are coming into this industry, different people that are, trying to, of course, enjoy the milk and wealth of real estate investment. So for me, I'd rather buy a property, a 300 square meter with a title, C of O, Gazette, or governor's consent, than to buy 6 acres of freehold. I'm going to say it again. I'd rather buy a 300 square meter of a property that has a C of O, that is gazetted, or that has governor's consent than to buy acres. Because the truth of the matter is, the amount of money you're going to use to perfect the title will be equivalent to really way higher. In fact, I got to find out that to get a governor's consent for a plot of land presently in Ibeju, Lekki, is over 3 million naira. Imagine those who have bought acres. That's 3 million naira times. So you now see, the government understands what is coming to Ibeju, Lekki. The government has an interest in Ibeju, Lekki. And that is why you need to understand this before you make an investment. I hope I've been able to explain some of these things to you. So my own take basically is that go for title property. More importantly, if you're doing Ibeju Lekki, yes, you can still go for freehold in Ekpe. Yes, as you're buying freehold in Ekpe, have it at the back of your mind that, okay, 2-3 years, I'm going to go for my COO. Presently in Ekpe right now, for you to get a COO, the process is very, very flexible, and it's not even as expensive as what we have at Ibeju Lekki. So, can I buy excision in Chongotedo? Can I buy gated and so yes, you can. You can. But as you're buying, start making plans for what? Getting that title perfected. So with more further ado, so if you're coming across this channel for the first time, this is where we get to talk about real estate. This is where we unravel those hidden secrets that most people are not aware of. So this is property matters. So for more information, give us a call. You can drop a comment below the caption of this and we'll gladly do. Thank you very much for following us, and we look forward to seeing our next episode. Have a nice day. Bye.